Hello, so today I'm going to go over the library directory and just explain or introduce you to everyone here at the library. Um, First, we usually have a dean, but the dean just left in 2024. So right now we have one of our tenured library professors, Caleb Ames. He is going to be the interim dean until we hire a new one. He is also the head of tech services. He's up on the third floor. So he is going to definitely be filling in different roles. Then we have Emily Peely here. She is the administrative specialist. She works directly underneath Caleb and is his assistant, and she also does other things for the library. As far as the librarians, the first one here and some of the ones that have been here longer are Emma Lanners. She does a lot of OER things. Her office is also on the third floor in the admin suite. Then you have John Burns, and he is on 2M. So if you come right out of the elevators on 2M, that's his office. He takes care of the Patent, Trademark, and Resource Center. And he also is, right, like all of the librarians have liaison areas, but he does art, biological sciences, chemistry and biology, Doc Utah, earth, energy, environment, and engineering, and the PTRC. Then we have right here, this is Caitlin. She's in special collections on the third floor. She is a visiting librarian holding the position for this next year. So she may be here in a year or she may not, but she has been here for a couple of years already. And so special collections, like I said, it's kind of like the archives or museum portion of the library that houses information about the university's history as well as local history. Then the fourth one here is Shelby Shipley, and she works on the second floor. Her office is right behind reference, and she does a lot of instruction with English. So she does juvenile and children's, and she also does rec reading as far as her liaison areas. Oh, this guy right here is Cameron. He will be teaching adjunct for our Lib 1010 course from Logan, Utah. So he is still hired with us, but he'll be doing adjunct. And then he used to be like the health sciences librarian. And right now we've replaced Cameron with Tavish. So Tavish Bell is on the second floor, right behind the reference desk. She is the new health science librarian. By the way, Emma's OER librarian, John is the reference librarian, Caitlin is the special collections librarian, and Shelby is the instruction librarian. Tavish is health sciences, and then with Eva or with me, I'm the public services librarian. I take care of subject areas like criminal justice, digital film, family studies and human development, interdisciplinary arts and sciences, modern languages or the Romance languages, Trailblazer reads, and I assist with English as well. Then we have Trevor Cox, and he is another visiting librarian. He is the heritage librarian. He is still going to be here for more than a year. And his job is to work on the Dixie Heritage Project. He is on the second floor right behind reference as well. He doesn't have to do a lot of what the other librarians do. Like he doesn't do reference, he doesn't take students in his office to help them with stuff because he's working on a different project. And then there are two big departments in the library. One of them is technical services, so that's Caleb, and Tammy and Jennifer. So Caleb, Tammy, and Jennifer take care of all of the books that we bring into the library, cataloging them, taking care of acquisitions. So Caleb will do some cataloging. They also have a librarian emeritus. His name is David Zilke. He's been here for a very long time. He comes here part-time to do the main job is cataloging, and he supports Caleb. Caleb manages tech services. He manages these two employees, Tammy Gentry here. She does acquisitions, so she does all the ordering of all of our books and the spending down of budgets. She pays for databases and things like that. And Jennifer Churchwell is here, and she takes care of the stacks management. She also is the manager for the bindery. Her main job is to do the inventory annually. She will do a full inventory of everything in the library in conjunction with public services. And she also fixes books. She also labels them and brings us down carts into public services that we can work on. So public services is the biggest department in the library. That's headed by me, the public service librarian. And then I have one full-time employee, which currently it's Ellen Bonadur, but that will be the new full-timer. And then we have three part-timers and they are circulation supervisors. So all of these are circulation supervisors, but these three are limited in their part-time roles. Benjamin Gardner is on he's currently working for the nights and weekends. Jenny Schmutz will be covering nights and weekends, and Shane Nielsen is doing the swing shift. So she comes usually Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to like 5 p.m. And special collections, which is in a third department. Sorry, I forgot to say that that was a third department, but Caitlin Grimm is the special collections librarian over there, and she has one part-time right now who is Madeline White, and she is going to be hiring here soon one full-time paraprofessional. OER also has several people that work underneath Emma. So Emma Lanners is the librarian for OER. She has two full-timers, Elizabeth Matheson, who works up in the admin suite as well, and Lee Yarrell, who works up on the fourth floor, and she's working mostly remote, but they give OER grant support for this big grant that they're working on. So that's everything as far as the directory, but I also wanted to talk about what do different people in the library do as far as roles. So in the administrative suite where we have the interim dean and we have Emily Peely working as an assistant, they help make a lot of decisions for the library. They're managing the library's budgets. Underneath them is the librarians, right? So we have, I think, we have like 8 librarians and 2 of them are visiting, but those librarians then do all of the other library operations, and public services is going to have a heavy hand in like how much operations we do. When it comes to our circulation supervisors, though, those are the ones that are underneath me, right? So we're coming down another level. The supervisors provide a majority of the training for all of our students. They give them the guidance. They have to know how to do the things that we're going to train our student workers. And they also help with management and supervisor of our student workers. So we need to supervise them, make sure that they're doing well. We also, since we see them often and they are working down contracts with us with work study, we also take we kind of keep an eye out for the students, making sure that they're doing okay mentally, emotionally. We deal with so like supervisors help kind of channel things from the students up to the public service librarian if need be. So if they have um schedule changes or schedule needs, they would go to supervisors. If they're not going to be there one day and they're going to have someone else trade them shifts, they have to let the supervisors know. The supervisor, the full-time in circulation, is the one that does the whole schedule for all of the student workers. And then the part-timers help again give that information to that full-time in case there needs to be a permanent change. The student work study program is in conjunction with work study, which is on the first floor of the Holland building. And we get 16 students that work down a contract period. So we have to keep really good track of where they're at in their contract as they're working it down, because once they get to the 0 point at the end of the year, they are done for the year. We want to try to be on top of the time frames and make sure that they don't go over their contract, because if they do, then the library has to pay for their time worked, right? We're not going to not pay them, but the library is not we just like every other university in the state is struggling with budget cuts and things like that, so we have to be very mindful to try not to spend money on student work help if possible. And then we have oh, and the student workers role, right? They're the ones that are going to keep this library open as many hours as we are. They're here from 6:45 in the morning until 11 p.m. at night. They man the circulation desk. They do repairs and things for tech services. They help with special collections. They help with the inventory. They help with everything. When there are projects, special projects from the librarians, they can bring that down and we can see if it's possible to do that with our student workers. We lend a lot of support to tech services because a lot of projects will be very like data entry heavy, but the students get to learn a lot of things, and one other thing I was going to say is that without the students, we wouldn't be able to do what we do every day. So it's very important that we show them appreciation, that we show them that they're important, that we talk to them often. Um, what else? Let me take a look at my list here. All right. If there are any problems with, let me see, I don't have to keep sharing screens. Okay. So if you have any problems with coworkers, what do I recommend as a supervisor? So the main thing that I would recommend is if you're having a problem with student workers, it's important to document those things either in an email and send it to the other supervisors. Let them know what you're experiencing. It really helps to paint a bigger picture when you're communicating with the other supervisors on what problems you're having with a student worker. We always want to try to be unbiased and not have any prejudices with the students. We really want to look at things objectively and um, just try to help them. And so when we are communicating to the other supervisors, that's what we're doing, right? We intend to help the student workers by reporting that to other people. The daily notes that we send out every day that really communicate to supervisors and the public service librarian what's going on, you are more than welcome to put me into every single one of your daily notes. I read them every day and I answer questions when I can. But if you want to put any problems that you may have experienced in there, that is an appropriate place to put it as well. Um, but that is what I recommend with the students. Then as a team, we decide what to do going forward. We can make action plans for helping the student worker do better, whether that's on like attendance or tardiness or something. And then if you have a problem with another supervisor, like say you're a supervisor, you're having problems with the supervisor, my recommendation to you is to try to sort that out with the supervisor themselves. If you do not feel comfortable, there are other avenues as well in the university setting that really help with having issues interdepartmental, right? So there is an office on campus called Ombuds. They are different people from the university that act as like anonymous third party people that you can talk to. You can explain what's going on and see if they can give you suggestions for how to repair a relationship with someone in your department. If you go to ombuds and you don't feel like or most likely you'll come out of there and you'll feel, and by the way, it's all free. If you leave there and you think, wow, I really know what I'm going to do next, I'm going to be able to deal with it in this and that way, that's great. Then I really highly recommend using those resources. There is also, though, a slew of policies that belong to the university. So Utah Tech has a policy library. It is currently online as well, and you can search through there. There is a whole human resources department as well that you can reach out and have help from to just ask like, how do I deal with this problem, right? Or how do I find this in the policy library? Like get assistance. I would be more than happy to help you and give you that I'm trying to think of I can give you like all the help that you would want in any issues that you may be having with someone else. But the main thing is that if you're going to continue to work together, you have to come to an agreement together about how to go forward. I'm more than happy to be that a neutral third party person to help facilitate discussions. But like I said, even ombuds can do that and even human resources can do that. It just depends on the severity of the issue. If if you're having problems though and you feel like you don't have very many options left, please come and talk to me. My door is always open. You can email me if you feel more comfortable and we can talk about things from there. Ultimately, I want this job to be a safe place for everyone, and I don't want anyone to be feeling emotionally distressed or anything like that. If you feel like there is something that you don't understand or you don't see eye to eye with me, please come to me. I will do my best to listen and to understand and be fair. I really am not a stubborn person. So please come and talk to me and I will help you the best of my ability. So if you feel like uncomfortable coming to me for any reason, then there is at this moment in time, it's the interim dean, but you could always go to my supervisor, which would be that person and you could talk to them as well. So I highly recommend that you explore your options at the severity and the appropriate level so that you don't waste your own time and you don't waste anyone else's time. Um, because I know that time is very important when you're feeling disgruntled about something. So you really want to be effective and efficient at getting solutions. So that is what I recommend. Let's see. How many minutes are we at? I think we'll just stop this here and then continue on.